The night has grown deep, yet the sky is red. Flames are reaching toward the heavens. People are screaming. Children are being torn away from their mothers. And in the midst of all this, a man stands atop his palace, calm, emotionless, and it is said that he was playing a lyre. This is the story of Nero, a ruler whose name is written among the most brutal and controversial emperors in history.
Rome, the center of the most powerful empire in the world. From here, laws were made, armies were commanded, and emperors shaped destinies at will. In this very Rome, in 37 AD, a child was born, Lucius Domitius Ahenobarbus, who would later become known as Nero. His mother, Agrippina, an extremely powerful and deeply manipulative woman. His father died early, but his mother had only one goal: to place her son on the throne. And then begins a story where power, blood, and madness slowly merge into one. Nero's childhood was far from ordinary. It was a palace where every smile hid a conspiracy. His mother, Agrippina, married the Roman Emperor Claudius and gradually took control over him. Historical sources such as Tacitus's Annals and Suetonius's The 12 Caesars suggest that Agrippina poisoned Claudius so that Nero could inherit the throne. At just 16 years old, Nero became the emperor of Rome. In the beginning, everything seemed stable. His tutor, Seneca, a philosopher, guided him. The rule appeared gentle and justice seemed present. But slowly, Nero's true nature began to emerge. He was more interested in music, drama, public performances. He saw himself as an artist, not a ruler. He forced people to attend his performances. If someone fell asleep or showed disinterest, they were punished. Then one day, Nero realized that the real power was not his. It belonged to his mother. And from here begins a horrifying chapter. Nero planned the death of his own mother, Agrippina. First, he arranged a collapsing boat designed to sink, but Agrippina survived. Then, Nero ordered her direct execution. The woman who secured his throne was killed on his command. Tacitus writes that when soldiers came to kill her, Agrippina exposed her abdomen and said, "Strike here. This is where Nero was born." This was not just a murder. It was a beginning. Nero's rule had now become a symbol of fear. Anyone who could challenge him or become more popular than him faced death. His wife, Octavia, beloved by the people. Nero falsely accused her, exiled her, and then had her executed. The people mourned. Rome felt the Zulm, but no one could act. Then he married again, Poppaea Sabina, but even this relationship was not safe. According to accounts, during an argument, Nero kicked her while she was pregnant, and she died. Nero's world revolved around only one thing: his pleasure and his ego. Persecution of Christians also began. In 64 AD, when a massive fire broke out in Rome, suspicion fell upon Nero. To escape blame, Nero accused the Christians. They were arrested, burned alive, thrown before wild animals. Roman historian Tacitus records that people were dressed in animal skins and torn apart by dogs. This was not punishment. It had become spectacle. 64 AD. Rome was burning. For 6 days the fire raged. Homes, temples, markets, everything was destroyed. Some accounts claim Nero himself ordered the fire to rebuild Rome anew.
Some historians disagree, but one point remains widely accepted. Nero used the fire for his own benefit. While people were losing everything, Nero began constructing his new palace, Domus Aurea, the Golden House. A palace built in the heart of the city, where ordinary people once lived. After the fire, people were starving, the city was devastated, and Nero was absorbed in luxury. He did initiate relief efforts, but his behavior had already created deep suspicion. The people of Rome began to say, "While we were burning, he was singing." Whether truth or legend, Nero's name had now become a symbol of cruelty. Rebellion against Nero had begun. Governor Gaius Julius Vindex raised his voice against him. Then Galba declared revolt from Spain. The Roman Senate declared Nero an enemy. Now Nero was alone. No army stood with him. No people supported him. He fled, hiding in the homes of his remaining loyal followers. There was a time when he was the most powerful man in the world. And now he was a fugitive. When Nero learned that he would be captured and publicly humiliated, he decided to take his own life. But he had become so weak that he could not even do it himself. Finally, one of his servants assisted him, and in 68 AD, Nero died. His final words are said to have been, "What an artist dies in me." Nero's story is not just the story of a cruel ruler. It is a lesson. When power falls into the hands of ego, it brings destruction. Rulership is a responsibility, not a performance, and tyranny always ends in downfall. In the pages of history, Nero remains a warning that when a person crosses all limits, their end becomes even more painful.